Right. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. How's the rest of the band?
Yeah, they're good. Everyone already went to Orlando, actually. They're going to also to see Universal Studios. But I decided I'll stay at home a little bit longer, but I'll go. So we're going to the Monsters of Rock cruise, so that's cool. Yeah. So
Oh,
everyone's
brilliant.
yeah.
Yeah, it's I love Orlando. It's great out there.
Yeah.
Right. Can we start right at the beginning? What was life like growing up, and when did you first fall in love with singing, and what music did you grow up listening to?
Yeah. Actually. um. Yeah, I mean it's I mostly started actually I wanted to play guitar.
Yeah.
So I think around 16 years old, I wanted to play guitar. I mean, before that, I sang just for fun, I guess. I mean, but not really, you know, that I wanted to be a singer or something. But I wanted to be a guitarist, and kind of at the same time, I also started singing a bit more again, and eventually, I just switched to singing. I was better at singing than at guitar playing.
What was your first guitar?
First guitar, it was Ibanez. Yeah,
Yeah,
a beginner.
my mate's got an Ibanez, Paul Stanley.
It was a beginner's Ibanez. It was just I think it's called Geo. So
Yeah.
it's one of the cheapest, That's I still got it. But yeah, I just decided to be a singer instead. But yeah, obviously I love guitar, so I stick to metal and
What
rock. Yeah.
what music did you grow up listening to?
Um, yeah, I'm constantly wondering like what time do you want me to start telling about? Because I mean, I guess before I discovered metal, I just listened to the radio a bit, right? So I guess my parents always loved to listen to a bit of old school music from their time.
Yeah.
Different generation, I guess, right? So also Queen and the Beatles is something that my dad would have some CDs from, and my mom would also listen to Andrea Bocelli. So this is what next to the radio we played in the home, and some country music. But yeah, I really love this, a bit louder guitars, but also a bit more of a darker vibe. So
Yeah.
I discovered at some point music like Within Temptation, Wasp, and all kinds of metal during that time. I really started to discover that I loved this genre. And I can remember you still had during this time also on MTV you had, for example, Linkin Park and this kind of things, right? So
Yeah.
I also like that, but mostly I loved either this 80s vibe or more the gothic side. So this is what I listen to most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I grew up pretty much the same sort of I grew up through the classic era from mid 70s through. So all the big bands during the early 80s like Metallica, like Iron Maiden, Kiss, and all that, they were all my influences growing up. So, and I was pretty much the same, but although I was bought a guitar when I was very young, but I wanted to be a bass player. So I had I took the strings off. I put new bass strings on, and it was all on a normal guitar. It was crazy because my parents wouldn't buy me a bass because they said no, you gotta have a guitar. But I just wanted to be Gene Simmons. So
yeah.
How did the band get to meet? When did you decide, and how did you become Burning Witches?
Well, yeah, I guess everyone just loved the old school metal.
Yeah.
And yeah, in the beginning, I was not there yet, but yeah, they just wanted people that really loved this old school stuff. So like Iron Maiden, indeed, Judas Priest, yeah, this kind of vibe, right? So they were looking for. Yeah, so that's all I know, to be honest. They just found people around. It's actually a miracle, I think, they could find all the band members in Brook in Switzerland.
Yeah.
So yeah, but now later, yeah, I'm now the only one not from there. So yeah, so I think it's a miracle. They found like everyone around this little village in Switzerland that
Yeah.
loves this old school heavy metal stuff. Because yeah, we're also an all-female band, of course. So yeah.
So did they put an advertisement out for a singer, or did they approach you and ask you if you could sing for the band?
Yeah, actually, they knew me on from in the Netherlands. Actually, they during that time they also had a Dutch guitarist also in the band, and we were into contact, and she knew that I also loved this old school stuff. We actually tried to. I mean, at least I was trying to maybe start like an all-female Kiss tribute one time. It was too difficult because stuff came up with everyone all the time, so it didn't happen. But we knew each other, we tried to play with each other also a bit, and yeah, so via social media they could see that I liked also this old school stuff, and I made a cover of Touch of Evil from Judas Priest.
Yeah.
They were like, okay, let's invite her, and yeah.
We'll talk about the new album very shortly, because I've listened to it a few times now, and it's very 80s Judas Priest vibe I'm getting from it. But we'll talk about that in a sec. You're rehearsing to go on tour. Was the rehearsals for this cruise, or have you got a bigger tour planned?
Well, it's nothing big, sadly, at the moment. It's difficult with all the fuel prices and etc. But we do have a few release shows that are cool. So we do have, we have a big release show in Switzerland in Z7 after the cruise, so the 12th of May. And then a week later, we have 4 shows, so 2 festivals, but also little release shows also in Belgium, Germany. But the biggest one is going to be Z7 in Switzerland. So yeah, and then so that's cool. Yeah, indeed. And then we have a few festivals for summer, and then later we hope to have a bit more touring going on also. Yeah.
With the festivals, is there any of the festivals you can name at the moment, or are they all hush hush?
No. Yeah, we have a lot that we can already tell about. Metal on the Hill Festival in Austria, and in Germany, Wacken, so that's cool. And Rock Hearts, and horror, I think Metal Horror Fest or something in Mexico, so that's pretty cool at the end of the year. Yeah, we have some cool shows, but yeah,
Mexico is going to be great.
Yeah, definitely.
I would love to go to a concert in Mexico, because you like with Iron Maiden, you see them doing playing live out there and releasing DVDs, and you just think, wow, that would be absolutely crazy.
It's pretty crazy. Yeah. Last year we were on Mexico Metal Fest, and it was really amazing. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, I bet it was. As I was just saying about the album, I've listened to it now quite a few times. Can you tell me a bit about the writing and recording process? For me, I love the album, and it's so it does give me Judas Priest vibes.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant album. I can't wait to. At the moment, I can't release my my review of it because of it's going to be closer to the release date. But it comes out next week, next Friday.
Okay.
A week tomorrow, I think it is. Is it the 5th of May?
Yeah, the 5th of May. Yes.
Yeah. It's a brilliant album. Could you tell me a bit about the recording and the writing process?
Yeah. Well, usually we do like write down little ideas or record little ideas. So Romana always is full of ideas for the music, and I try to just, when something comes up, I try to just write it down. But for this album, we also chose a theme again. So we really wanted this album to be a bit more heavier. We just really felt like we wanted something a bit more heavier. Like we have some older songs that are a bit heavy, and we wanted something like that for the album. So yeah. We decided let's go with a a bit of a dark theme too. So Countess Battery is the first recorded serial killer, and she would just her maiden servants, she would basically, if they did something wrong, torture them and until death. And some people believe she would bathe in the blood to stay young and stuff like that. It's crazy stories.
Yeah, there's quite a few. Because I think they take. Have you seen Hostel Part 2? The film, the horror film Hostel. There's a scene in that where there's a woman hanging upside down, and the woman comes in and she kills the woman, but she bathes in the blood, and I think that is like an homage to what you were saying.
I think so, maybe, yeah, that could be. Indeed.
Yeah, it's. But how do you go about? Do you just concentrate on the lyrics, or do you just all of the band just come in and say, "Look, I've got this idea"? How do you go about it?
About lyrics, yeah. And most of it, I just write myself a bit in the theme that we decided on, right? Yeah. But sometimes Lala comes with some sentences or actually a whole poem that she has, right?
Yeah.
And I take little bits of it or a bit of inspiration from it, and but it's often difficult to just take something, because this is for me also the reason why I don't write before I get the music, because I would need to rewrite it. So yeah, I have to. Yeah. Little ideas are the kind of easier. So, yeah, they always ask me to write something about witches, obviously. Yeah. So.
With like you say about the witches side of, is that something which the band are very focused on, to do with witches and like the European witch folklore and stuff like that? Is that something which the band are quite focused on?
Yeah, we do try to always look for cool witch stories, right? So we love the mystery around it, right? It's kind of evil and mysterious and rebellious. Yeah. So we do love to always draw a bit of inspiration from it.
Yeah.
And for this album, we also did with the Countess Battery, of course. Yeah, is there a witch? Well, actually there was. Again, some people believe, because it's so long ago and not all the stories are 100% sure, that it's not 100% sure that the stories happened like they are written down by some people, right? Or it's often just stories upon stories, right? But
it's deep in folklore, and it's the mythicism about the old thing, about the 1700s and all that, and the witch trials. It's really fascinating. Yeah, I love it. I love the whole thing.
Yeah, so some people would say indeed she's like the female version of Dracula, right? So you have all these things indeed. And one of the stories is there's a witch that would help her. So she had like a little torture squad, basically, so people who would help her. And one of them is believed to be a witch. So I was like, there's the witch in the story. That's the song Evil Witch now. And
it is. I love listening.
Oh,
sorry. I love listening to songs and reading the lyrics when there's a meaning and there's a purpose behind it and stories. I love all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And Ralph, quiet. But finally, before I let you go,
I was just thinking. I actually wonder if I already told you about the writing process at all. Because I always get distracted.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, maybe I lost you.
With the writing process, so I take it the rest of the band send you music files and say, look, this is a possible riff, a riff which we're thinking of doing, and then you sit down and try to come up with lyrics for it.
Yeah, well, most of the time I get like a verse and a chorus indeed, and Romana's really good at knowing what, what would work basically. So when I get it, I usually can already start writing with just maybe a guitar melody or chords. So the band then, because I'm the only one that doesn't live there, right? So everyone goes into the rehearsal room and just they start filling in the song a bit together. So it starts to become an actual metal song, and then they will send to me like the second version with basically the drums and the bass and another guitar, everything together a bit more, and it's usually a bit easier to get the feeling for the song, right? If there's everything, but most of the time I already have a start, and then I can write the rest. And the studio, it all really comes together a bit more even, because there are people there like Smear and Pulver who help us, look at it with a fresh look, a fresh air, and then
so when it comes to albums, do you yourself look at each album as like a concept? So it's like, right, this is the story, and all songs are based around that story, or is it like individual little stories?
They are individual. It's not like a concept album, as in like a whole metal opera or something. It is more like a team that we build around. Yeah.
Finally, I'll let you go to whatever you got planned. Maybe a flight to Orlando. I don't know.
I'm packing my things, but next up is the next interview. But yes.
Brilliant. Finally, what plans going forward? Will we be seeing Burning Witches in the UK in the near future, either on a festival or a tour?
Yeah, we were really looking into it to do a few shows also in the UK. So definitely keep an eye out for it. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Well, good luck with the album release next week. And I can't wait to share my review. It's a top-notch album, so I can't wait to share. It's brilliant. So thank you once again for your time and for this interview. And good luck with your flight, and good luck with your concerts on the cruise.
Yeah, thanks. Have a nice day. Thank you.
And yourself. Take care.
Take care.
Okay, bye.